Hey, how's it going? I am going to demonstrate the version that I do of the Dakota fire hole today for you guys. I want to talk a little bit about it before I get into it, but I'm going to keep that pretty brief and then we're just going to go rocking and rolling. Um, so, first off, Dakota fire hole is super awesome. I'm going to talk more and more about it when I'm actually doing it, but for now, since I have light, it's nighttime right now. I'm going to be using this tool. I got it from Harbor Freight. It's a small pickaxe. It was about $15. It's super common. You can get a hold of them, fairly easy. And it's going to work great for what we're doing today. I'm also going to be using this big piece of fat wood to get it going quickly. And kind of like for the cinematic, I guess, effect, because this stuff burns awesome. Pretty fast, but it's gonna do the trick. I'm not gonna like go through the process of adding all the proper kindling and tinder and big pieces of fuel. I'm not doing that today. I'm in my backyard in the middle of Long Beach, California, at night, looking sus. So I'm gonna try to keep this quick and to the point once we get going out there. I also want to add that I'm going to be using this sunset lamp as my only source of light as I'm doing it, because it's the only source of light that I have right now. Going to process this fat wood with my bushcraft cookery by Tops. I love this thing. And I'm gonna be using this little cup, that nesting cup for my what is this, a 40-ounce clean canteen that I keep on my pack, but brought them both out just because, well, this was attached to the clean canteen. This, and then I've got this fish mouth spreader that I would normally use for setting inside the metal bottles so I can hang it over a fire. But I'm gonna use it for something else today. Oh, and I'm gonna need I don't have it right here, but I'm gonna have probably a metal, you can really use anything, but like a metal stake, camping stake, and a lighter, because that's how we're doing that today. But stay tuned, I'm gonna go ahead and cut to... Okay, we're in the back now, just to show you that I am being as safe as I can be outside of not doing this at all. Put that there. I did also bring this bandana. I forgot to mention it earlier. So bandana is important to have. I would even have like one or two of them. They say one is none, two is one. With this type of thing, I'd have like three. They don't take up very much room. This is going to be very useful for what we do right now. First thing I do is I lay out my piece of cloth, and then I'm going to go ahead and start getting myself some stuff to burn. So I missed the cloth there, but this is good to catch all the little pieces of dust and particles that tend to fly away. You still lose stuff though, but also, if you do this over the open ground, when you're doing this type of fire and you're doing this fire to like be stealthy or not be noticed, if you will, you don't want to have like a bunch of little pieces of material that don't naturally belong where you're at. One or two pieces falls out, it's not that big of a deal. It could be, I suppose, if the circumstances were that dire, but they're really not right now for me. Although I would like to practice as if they were, just for training purposes for myself, and I suppose for everybody on YouTube now. get some good ribbons. That should do for what we're doing today. I don't need too much wood. Man, it smells so good. Okay. Here. Again, you wouldn't want to do this if you were trying to be stealthy, but this is my backyard or side yard or whatever. So I'm not really trying to hide this from anybody, but yeah, if you're trying to be sneaky, don't be making random marks in the ground and, you know, doing dumb shit like I just did. But anyways, so I'm gonna take this little bit of kindling, a little bit of fuel here, and take my little nesting cup. Should find a better, more graceful way to do this. Cool. But this is how we're doing it right now. Those are kind of done. Anyways, I'm doing this really impromptu. I didn't think too much about it. I've actually been thinking about this for days now, and I've been telling my buddy I was gonna put a video up, and I haven't done it. So I figured this would be a good icebreaker for myself. Get more comfortable with the idea of doing this because it's fun. And I've been meaning to do this for a long time. I've been meaning to make a channel, but when I was living in the sticks, if you will, I didn't have time. I was too busy living that shit. I don't want to like be fiddling with the camera and worrying about what I was trying to post on the internet. I had to like survive, so whatever. Anyways, that aside, I don't know if you can tell right now, but I'm actually on a slight hill. This is really, really useful if you can find a little hill, and if you can find a hill where the slope is facing the direction the wind's coming. So like if the hill's here, you want the wind coming this way up the hill, right? That's like super freaking awesome. So next thing I'm going to do is going to open this bad boy up, place it over here, and then I'm going to carefully move this debris here, place it on top of here. I'm going to put this on the side of that here. I don't want to put that on top of that because that was on top of that. Does that make sense? Okay. Cleaning my spot, cleaning my spot. It's going to be my spot. So I'm going to put this little bit of debris there. And then, because we're doing this like a tiny one, it's going to be quickie. This away from here. I'm going to try to make a nice clean hole. It's kind of like a trench that gets deeper in the middle. But I'm going to try to cut out this top piece of soil as best I can so that I can remove it, so that the driest part of it is in one spot, and then the rest is just going to go piled up in like a spot next to it over here. That's so that you don't leave a big trace after you leave, and so that it looks kind of more the way it did before you got there. If you have like more green growth or whatever, like maybe there's grass or, you know, more roots and shit, you want to like cut it and keep that little, sort of like piece of sod to like replace over the hole after you're done. You can push this crap out of the way for now. Shouldn't be that big of a deal. It's gonna be here. like I said, I actually can't remember if I said it or not, but the ground is really, really moist. It's been raining quite a bit. That doesn't really matter. So and this Colorado was nice. There was like no bugs. It seemed like over here by the freaking ocean, it's so damn full of bugs, man. Holy. Okay. So this is really confined space. This wouldn't be the ideal location to do this. I kind of have stuff propped up over here too. If this was like a real sitch, I would have this rag probably over here, because it was already sort of cleared of dirt and had more debris cleared out of the way and all that. But this is more for cinematic purposes, I guess, having it set up like this. So again, this is an ideal. I wouldn't have the cloth with the crap. I took off the surface layer like right above where the flame's gonna go. That would just be retarded, but I'm a little bit dumb, so I'm gonna do that this way right now. That's okay though. I think we're gonna be just fine. I've done this enough times to know it's gonna be just fine. But if it's not, we'll definitely know. It will be heard about, I'm sure, by somebody. Depending on the situation you're in, you may do this differently, slightly bigger, slightly smaller. Probably not smaller, honestly. That's bullshit. I'm just talking shit right there. You wouldn't do this smaller, but what you would do is probably do it bigger. Right now, this is going to work fine for what we're doing. I am now going to, what's the next step? What's the next step? Oh, yes, okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is make it officially like the Dakota fire hole, if you will, because this is just a freaking hole. Dakota fire hole traditionally is like a hole here, and they meet in the middle with a bridge, right? Well, I was making one time, and the damn bridge broke, and I was in really, really cold weather in Colorado with a bunch of pieces of granite, basically. You know, that's what the floor is out there. It's just granite, and it was kind of bullshit to have to try to do that again. So what I did is I found a big rock, improvised a brick, yeah, like that. Boom. Maybe you could dig in a little bit and have it more flush. It really depends on what you're gonna do. This is gonna work for right now. What I like about this method is, luckily the ground's nice and soft. What I like about this method is it is a lot quicker than having to do the fine work of getting the little dirt bridge. It's just way easier to do like a brute strength freaking trench with your equipment, and then just put something over it. Also, this doubles as like a little heating pad. Like if you need to step away from your drink for a minute or something, you can totally put your cup up here and it'll keep it warm if you've got the fire going. The fire generally won't burn too long if you're not pinning to it. So like, don't expect to like melt snow like without paying attention to what you're doing. You have to like sit here and keep feeding fire to it, or wood rather, fuel, whatever you're burning, I guess, to it. Watching it and making sure everything goes smoothly. I've completely survived with just this type of fire for 7 days. Actually, I brought like almost no water. My water was gone the morning of the second day, and it was actually 7 nights, come to think of it. 8 days, well, 7 days if you count half the day getting there, and then half the day till I got home. But I digress. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my steak here, And I'm going to take this. So when I did this in the forest nature-y, I had a different cup. I had the which one was it? It's the I had the Stanley. I believe the Stanley like dealio. It's a what the hell is it? It's like a pot with a lid, I think. Little combo, but it has a different type of handle. This one I'm using has this like foldy outy one as opposed to the flippy downy one. So I'm gonna use these like that in conjunction with it. I'm gonna place this right here. I'm gonna put this right here, like this. Take this here, this here. I hope you can see all this on camera. What I did is I put the. You have to be able to see it. I'm pretty sure you can. Anyways, I know if you can. So that's it up there. No, I'm gonna do this. Take this out. That there. Kindling right here. Put that right there. And then this goes here, I guess. Let's take this. So, like I said, you don't want to take your time and meticulously set it up to make it a nice, perfect fire. But I'm just gonna go for it real quick. Actually, because there's a little style it does, you just do this, boom. Gonna go, no problem. This is here. This goes here. Goes this. And you'll be boiling your water in no time. The fire is gonna be fed from the bottom with air, so it's gonna burn super hot. It's already going and working right now. You can keep like feeding it crap like this, do, and you'll be boil some beer. That way it doesn't screw up my pot, but as you can see, it's nice and contained. The flame is underneath the ground for the most part, and has hardly any smoke. Honestly, I'm looking up and you can see a little bit, but I think that's mostly because the ground is so moist that it's probably just steam from that, because it doesn't smell like smoke. But I'm just going to let that burn out. It shouldn't take very long. I should put it out, but another big benefit to this fire is that all the scorched earth is underneath the soil once you put it back. So yeah, this is the Dakota fire hole, man. I say man because this video is for my friend, but yeah, this is the Dakota fire hole that I use. Like I said, the rock goes over the top. I'm using a brick. Just some fat wood under there. It's actually I can't tell if it's boiling the beer yet or if it's the beer's steaming a little bit, so yeah. But yeah, it's working great. It's efficient, burns hotter, kind of like a rocket stove. But that's pretty much it with that. I guess what I'm gonna do next is let this burn out for a second, and then there goes out. Gotta go in and get my blown on it, but yeah, there's that. Now what you do is you take this here, move that out of the way. Take this here. We're gonna go with this like dirt here, cover it up, enough up the flat. Let's take all this dirt, put it back in here. If this was a more dire, like stove situation, I would be more careful about how I pull this dirt from here back into here, but we can do this. In there, most of it here. Then I'll put this big piece I have there. Here. There's that. Spread that out. And okay, so now, as you can see, the ground is pretty much back to the way it was before we did anything. Just gonna dump that out there because whatever. Pull the crap out of the ground, grab your stuff and bounce, dude. Just saying, it's the Dakota fire hole. Throw the rock wherever, not wherever, I mean, throw it
pretty substantial, or like maybe even carry it with you, or maybe bury it, bury it, turn it sideways. Like, I'm pretty sure this brick would mostly fit in that hole. Then the dirt would have been an issue, but I mean, I'm just saying, dude, there's totally ways to do it. If you do a few scoops of dirt on top of the, cloth, and then most of the rest of it, you chuck it down somewhere else, like really far, and spread it out, you're doing it in the right spot, people won't really notice it. I mean, if somebody's like a trained military scout looking for your ass, you're probably screwed. Probably, it's kind of like thermal and all that stuff. It's fucking, you better find another way to hide your shit, because you ain't gonna hide nothing if they're using that stuff. But against like general pop, or maybe like a grid down type of scenario, or post-apocalyptic, this would be a great type of fire to have, to keep a low profile and get your living going, because to live takes work if you don't have everything given to you the way that we have in this society. So it's a very useful tool. I hope that was informing for more than just my buddy, and that's about it.